That may have been the dumbest thing I've ever done. Hey guys, what's up? Trey Jane here, and welcome back to another video. Before the video begins, I would just like to announce that I am doing a quick little Q&A, so if you have any questions that you would like to ask, feel free to leave them in the comments, and don't be afraid to ask more than one. Anyways, we got a comment from Lily suggesting that we build an enchanted tower, which I just think is such a good idea. I thought it would be fun to put a little spin on it and try to build it in the style of Rapunzel's tower. So what I was thinking is that we could use this plot of land right here to build an enchanting tower. I think it is so cute with the background. However, in order to do this, we are going to need a lot of materials. So I'm going to build the start of the tower with stone bricks. So luckily we have a bunch of cobblestones. Let's go and smelt that. Should be good there. The next thing that we're going to need is the new pale oak logs, and luckily I have a ton of those. So I have about 3 stacks, which should be more than enough. I also grabbed some dark oak logs as well as spruce. Now the thing that is definitely going to take the longest to get is, unfortunately, I'm going to make a roof out of terracotta, so we are going to need a lot of terracotta. Luckily, in the last episode, while we were looking for the firefly bushes, I stumbled upon I actually have no clue what that biome is called, but we stumbled upon one of those. So let's just travel back there and get some more. So I'm going to take one of my boats and we are going to head this way to the biome. We have a very long journey ahead of us. I fear that I might be a little bit lost. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. This is not going well. We found it. So I'm going to spend some time off camera getting us some terracotta, and I will get back to you once I have enough. All right, so now we have about... oh Jesus. Alright, so now we have 7 full stacks of terracotta, which is definitely more than enough. So let's head home. So now that we have all of the terracotta, we have to make the terracotta purple. Now, unfortunately, purple dye is one of the most annoying dyes to get in Minecraft, so I've decided to settle for magenta. And luckily, last episode, we collected a bunch of flowers, so I'm hoping that we have enough and we won't have to collect them anymore. So we don't have as much as I thought, although 2 stacks should... How do you dye terracotta? Have I done this wrong? We actually need way less dye than I thought, so this actually might be enough. So I actually really didn't have to use all of my lilacs, so I just wasted all my flowers. That kind of sucks, but hey, this makes it a lot easier. So now that we have roughly everything we'll need, let's start building the foundation. So here is where we will build the tower. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to build up the base off camera just because it's not that entertaining, and I will get back to you once it's finished. Alright, so the base is done. Now it might not look like much now, but I promise that it'll be cute when it's all put together. I would show you a better angle, but I actually don't have a way to get back up here. So this is the best I got. So now I'm just going to put some spruce slabs around the edges. So now that we have all of the slabs down, I'm also going to put some fences around the edges. Perfect. Now finally, I'm going to start putting the floor down, which I'm also going to use spruce for. And there we go. Now we have the little foundation for the tower. So I'm going to use the dark oak logs to build a little outline. Now this isn't going to be an exact replica of Rapunzel's tower because her tower actually has a second little like spiral, but I'm not building that. So now that we have a little outline done, we can go ahead and start placing the planks. Now on all of these sides, I want to build little windows so that we can look out and have a beautiful little view of our house and the lake. So this is the outline for the windows. I think it's really cute. I'm definitely going to have to build a ladder up here because I genuinely have no way down. I have a very clear idea of how I want this to look, but I feel like I'm gonna die trying to do it. Alright, that looks adorable. So now I'm going to head home and go to sleep and also make a ladder because I genuinely am not sure how I'm gonna get down from here. And it's really looking cute so far. So let's grab some more food and also some ladders. And let's work on making a cute little way up there because this is hideous. There we go, and now we have a nice way up here. So on the bottom here, I think it'd be cute to make this a bit of a storage area. So you could put some barrels or some chests around. There we go, this is looking so cute. So let's put some torches around so that mobs don't spawn. And there we go. Once we finish the top of the tower, we can start decorating in here. Now it is time to work on the hardest part, which is going to be the roof. Now personally, I love building Minecraft roofs until it comes to circular roofs. I am horrible at circular roofs, so we will see how this goes. So building the roof took me way longer than I thought it was. It's actually several days later at this point. I ended up building the roof about 4 times and it looked awful. I could not get it right. So I had to go into a creative world, build a roof, and then come back here and try to replicate it. It took forever, but it is finally done, and here it is. Now, it is not complete at all, but at least the exterior is done, and I think it came out really, really cute. I also fixed up the inside a little bit, so let me go ahead and show you that. So when we come inside, we have this little area, which I was thinking we could put some chests in or some storage, and we climb up the ladder. And then up here, we have the actual tower, which is so pretty with the sunshine coming through. And we have a beautiful view of the barn and of our house with a little waterfall. This area is just so cute. And then we have one more floor. Now this is the roof area, which I thought we could put the enchanting table in just so it feels very like whimsical and closed off. So now that the bones of the structure are complete, I thought that we should start decorating. Now before we get decorating the inside, I actually want to decorate the outside of the tower a little bit. I think that we should put some leaves wrapping around the base of the tower and maybe some vines as well. So let's go ahead and grab our shears. So I found a pair of shears and I also found 41 leaves. So we have a good start, but we're probably going to need about 2 or 3 stacks. All right, so we've reached the forest. Now we just need about 2 or 3 stacks of leaves. So we actually ended up getting about 4 stacks, which should be more than enough. Let's head home. We have a beautiful view of the tower from here. And I think it'll be even prettier once we put all these leaves on it. So this might be a little bit difficult, but we're gonna see how this goes. Okay, how does that look so far? Okay, it's definitely a look. Alright, I think that that is really cute. So we have 2 different sets of leaves around the tower. And I think it looks cute. I think it would be even better if we could get some vines to put on there. So unfortunately, I don't have any vines on me. However, there is a ton of vines in the jungle. So we are gonna have to travel all the way back there. So let's go ahead and grab another one of our boats and make our way to the jungle. Tower looks adorable from here though. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It may only look like a couple seconds, but it really takes quite a long time to get to this jungle. Any day now. We have reached land, and now we just have to head our way through the savannah. The jungle is very close though. Finally, we are at the jungle, so let's snag a couple of leaves before any mobs spawn. Alright, so we have 21 vines, which should be more than enough, so let's make our way home. Now that we're home, let's go ahead and place these vines down. Now, I don't want to place too many, but I think just a couple will do. Alright, so I placed just a couple down. We're definitely going to need to fix the lighting because it looks a little broken with my shaders. Now, I want to add some floating lanterns around it, but I don't think that that's going to illuminate the bottom of the tower. So I'm going to go ahead and place some torches around. Now, the torches look a little bit weird, but they're just a temporary solution. If you have any ideas on how to make the lighting under the tower look a little bit better, please let me know in the comments below. Now that we are done with the outside of the tower, we can start working on the inside. So for the bottom floor, I was thinking that we could put in some chests, maybe some barrels, and some crafting tables, make it like a little storage area. So let's go craft some barrels. So I have about 19 barrels, which is definitely a huge waste of wood, but it's worth it to make it look pretty. So let's place these down in like the corners. And there we go, this looks really cute. Now let's make our way to the second floor. This floor, I'm not entirely sure what to do with. It is definitely the prettiest floor, but I'm not sure what to put here. So maybe for now, we can focus on the top floor, which is going to be the enchanting room. So unfortunately for this space, we are going to need a ton of bookshelves, and bookshelves are one of the most annoying items to get in this game, but I think that it'll be really, really cute once we have all of them. Luckily, there's quite a few villages around us, so let's make our way there and try to steal some of their bookshelves. Now, this village isn't very big, but I think they have a couple bookshelves. I think that the bookshelves are going to be in this building right here, hopefully. Did I already steal them? I may have already stolen their bookshelves. This is a bit awkward. Well, it looks like I've already been there, so let's make our way to another village. Alright, we are at the other village, and I'm really, really hoping that I haven't already robbed them of all of their bookshelves as well. I'm starting to worry that this village might not have any bookshelves. Unfortunately, this village was also a total bust. So we might have to get bookshelves the old-fashioned way. Luckily, I built a barn for this very reason. So let's make our way home. I am so sorry, but I need your leather. So let's start by grabbing some of the wheat from our wheat field. We also have a beautiful little view of the tower from here. So we have 24 pieces of wheat, which should be more than enough. I'm so sorry about this, guys. Your sacrifice will be greatly appreciated. We're gonna pretend that that never happened. And I didn't even get that much leather from it. Well, that was very unproductive. Let's see if I have any bookshelves in my chests, because this clearly is not going to work. So I was able to find 13 books, which is pretty good, but we're gonna need a lot more than that. With that, we were only able to make 5 bookshelves, which is disappointing. I fear that this is going to take significantly longer than I was hoping for. We are also going to need a ton of sugarcane to make the paper, so let's go ahead and make ourselves a little sugarcane farm. Luckily, there's this cute little area right next to the docks, which is perfect for a little farm. And now we have to wait for it to grow. In the meantime, though, I'm going to go on a little cow murdering spree so we can get some more leather. Before we do that, though, I'm going to put down the first of the bookshelves. So what I'm hoping to do is to fill each and every one of these little crevices with bookshelves, and then have this area right here be the main section. So we're gonna have the enchanting table right here, and the bookshelves are gonna come out and wrap around it. But it is clearly going to take a long time, but it's worth it because it's gonna look really cute. Now, where are all of these cows? I've spotted my first victim. I'm very sorry about this, sir. I'm so sorry. So after a bit more of, killing cows. So we ended up getting about 18 pieces of leather, which I was hoping for more, but it's really depressing killing all these cows, so we're gonna live with that for now. I also was able to find a bunch of sugarcane so we can make some more paper, so now let's head home. Oh god, this is not safe. Whoa! Is that a skeleton riding a spider? That's so cool, but I'm about to die. Ah! We're almost there. Alright, we made it home safely, and now we can craft some more bookshelves. So, let's take our sugarcane. That may have been the dumbest thing I've ever done. That is not what I meant to do. I meant to turn it into paper, but I guess now we have sugar. Well, at least it wasn't my leather. Let's see how our sugarcane farm is doing down here. Hopefully it's grown. You're joking. I guess now we have to go on a little adventure to get some sugarcane, which is great. This is my life now. It's always in this stupid boat. Luckily, sugarcane isn't too hard to find. I didn't find too much sugarcane, but at least we have the amount that we had before I turned it all into sugar. Alright, we found a bit more. Hopefully we can make a lot of paper with this. So let's do the right thing this time and turn it into paper like we intended. And let's make some books. That only made 8 books. You've got to be kidding me. So it is now several days later since that last clip. This video is taking me a very long time, but I was able to manage to make about 37 bookshelves, which I don't think is enough, but I can do a lot more work off camera after this video is out so that we can finish the top of the enchanting tower. So let's go ahead and place them down. Alright, so it's definitely not enough. We still need a ton more bookshelves, but it is a good start. Now, what we need for this area is, of course, an enchanting table and some lanterns. So we have more than enough diamonds to make one. However, what we're missing is some obsidian, which is a pain in the butt to get. But luckily we have this huge mine here. So now all we need is the book, and there we go. We have our enchanting table. Let's go place it at the top of the tower. Alright, there we go. Now we have our little enchanting table, and this is such a cute area. So let's go ahead and grab some of our lapis. Now I think I'm going to use one of the barrels down here to store all of my lapis so that whenever we want to use the enchanting table, we can just grab it from down there. And let's go ahead and enchant my sword and this new pickaxe. So firstly, let's do my sword. So for my sword, we got Smite, Fire Aspect, and Unbreaking. And for my pickaxe, we got Unbreaking, Fortune, and Efficiency, which is perfect. I also don't really have any ideas of what to do with this floor, but it is so pretty. So if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments below. Now the last thing that I want to do today is build some floating lanterns around the tower. So what I'm planning on doing is using a glass pane and then putting a lantern on top of it to make it look like the lantern is floating. So I have 7 lanterns, which should work for now. I definitely think I'm going to add more in the future, but 7 for now is really cute. Let's place the lantern down. So now if we just add a couple more of those, I think it'll be adorable. So let me go ahead and do that. The lanterns are finished and they look so cute. I'm definitely going to go ahead and add a few more once I make some more lanterns, but I think they look adorable for now. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!